in 경기장 도시형.
Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the bottom right-hand corner of Shakura's Plateau, we have our yellow Protoss player wearing the Dignitas tag. That is Bischu. His opponent here at the top left-hand corner, our red Zerg player from Team Vile. He's taken 2 games in a row. He is Hawk.
Yep. Caw.
Caw!
Well, Hawks really more go like scree.
Yes, it's true.
Caw, really.
Yes. Love the call, Hawk. We had a beautiful red-tailed hawk when I grew up kind of in the country and
Oh.
lived nearby and would fly overhead all the time, eat a lot of rodents.
It'd be like,
Give
I
us
want to
an
be a
evil
pro
eye.
gamer when I grow up.
Same hawk, yes, correct.
Same one?
Astute
Yep.
observation, my
He,
fellow caster.
grew some like little feathers. Some, you know, what are like the long finger-like feathers on a bird wing?
Oh my god.
What are those called? There's some.
You're
there's
driving
some
me
name
back to
for
like
those,
middle
but
school biology
basically,
here.
what he did was got like sort of a brace for them, sort of like a wrist brace, but only it made them like more like stiffer and easier to use a keyboard.
I
And
have
so
this weird image now, though, of like a hawk losing a match while playing StarCraft and giving that very defined screech and like battering everything down with its wings.
he like pecks at the keyboard
Yeah,
in
exactly.
anger.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, dude. I'm sorry. You six-pulled me. What did you expect?
He like throws his headset down, claws up his nice office chair with his talons. Don't make a hawk lose on the ladder, man. They get mad.
They're vicious.
Yep.
All right. Well, Hawk did decide to open with a pool first. I think it was a 13 or 14 pool. Then Bischu throwing down a gateway at the front of this wall, doing a fast expand, or at least just walling off this. But haven't seen this in a while. Usually it's
Oh,
forward,
interesting.
CC first, or nothing.
I wonder if the drone is going to come out and see this here. Did he notice the gateway coming in? Yes. Okay. He will see it now.
Yeah.
And yeah, he'll see that Zealot chrono boosted out, and the drone's like, wait a second, this is a bit strange. But
Yep.
obviously, Bischu wanting to put some pressure on with those early Zealots, and that's going to cause Hawk to have to make some more Zerglings to micro well.
Yep.
Could end up working out pretty well.
We'll see what he does now. As there's another larva popping around. We'll see if that becomes a drone or more Zerglings here in just a second. There is a pylon going down up at the front, and he is indeed droning up behind that.
Yeah. And, you know, 4 Zerglings with some proper micro should be enough to take down that Zealot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be close.
Looks like a probe may die as well.
Oh,
Yeah, drone
wow,
with
drone
a kill.
gets a kill. Nice.
Boom.
Nice. Oh, he's just making it take even longer for Hawk to take that expansion. Nice little delaying tactic. There's going to be another Zealot on the way as well, in fact. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Hawk having to just pull back to his base.
Interesting. So he's going to sit
Yeah.
here for a while, making a second queen as well. No Zerglings have gone down quite yet, and it looks like there one
Nice
finally
Zealot
falls.
micro.
Yeah, but a good job by Hawk also not to take too many losses as well.
Yep, that's right. Another Zealot there. He's like, where's the base? Oh, I went to the wrong place, I guess.
Silly
and,
me.
oh, is he going to prevent that pylon from dying a little bit longer? Yes, he is. Oh, great delaying tactics.
Yes.
Tactics from Bischu here.
Oh, certainly.
Very nicely done.
You know, he's just continuing to rally in Zealots. He's just making
Wow.
as many as he can. This
Yeah.
is awfully aggressive. We see the Nexus coming down
Oh,
now.
he might lose that queen, too.
Oh, wow. The queen is so slow off of creep. Queen just 2 more hits and done.
And he can just micro back with those Zealots and continue to prevent Hawk from getting that expansion.
Yeah.
Really abusive play early on from Dignitas.Bischu. I love it.
Shields
I love abusive
regenerating
play.
now. Hi. Good thing you said play after the end of that.
Yes.
Let's see here. That pylon going to go down now. And
What do you
finally.
think I was going to say? I
finally,
love
don't
abusing
wanna
puppies.
know. Cool. All right. Just inching further away. We have a hatchery coming up now for Hawk finally, as he does have a second queen on the way as well.
Can't wait to like run for political office and someone brings back that soundbite and plays it.
Did you or did you not say you enjoy
Oh,
abusing
man.
puppies?
Look at this. I don't think that's enough Zerglings to take out those Zealots.
No, 8 more coming
Bischu.
up. Oh,
You are crafty, aren't you?
yes. You
And
crafty,
get ready for the
abusive
cancel. Wow.
devil. Yep.
Things not going very well for Vile.Hawk at all this game.
All right, here come the queens now. The queens are saying, all right, all
Like
right.
mommy's
enough
here.
of that. Enough of that. Come on, go, shoot.
Yep.
All right, so eventually, I swear to you, we will have another base for Hawk. I'm promising.
He wants to put one down again.
Yes.
And it looks like these Zealots will be finally, although that micro is just so good, but the Zealots should be cleaned up here. Yeah, with the queens there, they will be. But, man, what is it now? It's 6:30, and that is about when the hatchery starts for Vile.Hawk. could not be in really a worse situation right now.
All right. Well, his opponent has matched him in workers, and now obviously going to go past him as he'll be double producing, possibly double chrono boosting out those probes here momentarily.
Ah, okay. And it looks like we're going to have a pylon there. Well, where that probe was. Yep, pylon there. And then I think we're going to see some tech there after a little while, and he's going to be perfectly safe from this aggression coming up for Hawk. Hawk obviously just testing the front, but with 2 cannons up there, he's so well prepared. I even think like 2 cannons is kind of an overreaction here. I mean, yeah, when you do that to your opponent, there's a chance they might decide to do something crazy like Baneling bust you or something, but
sure.
In general, that you've killed most of their Zerglings, so.
And yeah, I mean, he should have been just fine off of 1 gate, especially I'm sorry, 1 photon cannon, especially with a sentry behind it now. But looks like another Zealot has made its way out, gotten itself another kill. Of course, the Zealot's not going to be as successful, and Bischu will go cry with him for a little while until he dies.
No sympathy for the Zealot. Trying to micro as well as he can there.
Right.
Takes down another Zergling or 2.
Yep. Does get 2 kills before he passes silently into the night. We have 3 more gateways coming up for Bischu as well. That's true. As soon as we see a Robo, we'll see him back again. There's a lot of Zealots in queue to be Immortals this game.
That's right. So yeah, Bischu up to 4 gates, and there is the Robo. So pretty normal play here for Bischu. He can go kind of a lot of ways from this. He can always add on a few more gateways and Twilight Council and go Blink. Probably would have added the Twilight Council by now if he wanted to do that. But he can just go into Gateway Robo play too. It's perfectly fine, perfectly strong, safe way to play your Protoss versus Zerg. Oh, and Aspire for Hawk. This isn't terribly surprising knowing Hawk, but Bischu may end up being the one who's surprised by this. We'll have to see if he's able to scout it and react.
Certainly, as his robotics facility still a little while away. We have 2 more gas popping up now for Hawk, so he'll have enough gas for 6, 7 Mutalisks, something like that by the time it comes up. The Spire pops up, and by the time an Observer gets in there may not be enough anti-air prepared. Oh, look at this. He's actually cannon rushing the 3rd. I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
I just looked over there. He is just doing everything possible to keep his opponent on his few bases.
Yeah, I mean, really, this should be what I feel like this is how Protoss players should be playing more often. I mean, Protoss has so many little tricks and things they can do. Why not do things like this?
Right.
Yeah, Warp Prism on the way as well, so he's going to just keep trying, keep harassing basically with this.
This is just incredibly abusive, ridiculous Protoss play. It's fun to watch, and certainly pretty successful now for Bischu, and looks like he is finally going to back away and give way to those Zealots up at the front as he produces another 10 Zerglings. And there we go. Finally, those Zerglings going to get surrounded. Of course, though, with +1 weapons, they only take 2 shots to go through a Zergling, so they will take their fair share of kills.
Yep. Oh, more Zealots being warped in here, and this is a pretty actually minimal investment by Bischu to hold his opponent from getting a 3rd for such a long time. 7 Mutas on the way right now. He didn't have the gas for any more. But, he would have preferred to have a 3rd base by now.
Oh, yeah, certainly. This game feels like it's being played kind of at like half speed right now. It's 68 supply to 77 at the 11-minute mark.
I do wonder, though, if all of this with Bischu has been a little bit too much. I mean, I wonder if he's going to be able to really... Okay, he is making Stalkers now. I was worried about that there. Did he scout that with the Observer, too? I think he must have. Yeah, he does have an Observer out there.
Yes,
looks like
it's over
the
his
Mutas are
opponent's
coming.
base.
Yep. Yep, that's right. So he should be well prepared for these Mutalisks when they do decide to show up.
All right. Well, Mutalisks are flying in now with +1 Carapace. That was the Warp Prism, as a matter of fact. That wasn't an Observer. That was a Warp Prism. And the sentries, well, actually, that Warp Prism's just going to die here, so all those sentries are going down as well. Not going to take too many kills with him. But at the same time, the Zealots are making their way through the front. Unfortunately, not the best place for them to be. And Spine Crawlers will clean those Zealots up eventually. Bye-bye. One surviving with 2 hit points. Now back on Bischu's side of things. I think you're right. I think your inclination is correct because he's put a lot into this harassment. Yes, he's denied his opponent's 3rd over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. But, he hasn't taken a 3rd himself. His opponent has a lot of Mutalisks on the field. He doesn't have a ton of anti-air. I think denying it a couple of times was cool, but he may have gone a little bit too far.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's hard to find that line, His blink is a bit delayed because of all this, too, so he is going to have to walk his Zealots around and just kind of be in a good position in advance of things. So, yeah, I mean, kind of holding himself back a little bit, but, that's kind of the risk you take with harassing so heavily. You're counting on kind of basically being more efficient at holding your opponent back than the amount that you're holding yourself back, really.
Right. And probe does go down. Not much loss of health on the Mutalisks. So Hawk has pretty good map control at the moment. His opponent hasn't put up another Warp Prism or anything along those lines. Does he have an Observer? Yeah, there's one. Looks like it is hanging overhead the Spire. Okay. +1 weapons is now finished, so those Mutalisks are quite a bit more powerful. There are 14 of them on the field at the moment. And Hawk finally has a third base.
Yep, that's right. He's finally got it up after all this time.
Huzzah!
Hopefully somebody brought him like a, I don't know, like a Jello mold thing or whatever you bring people who just move into their third base or whatever.
Are you silently telling me that's what you want when you move into our apartment complex?
Yeah, or that
Jello
or meatloaf.
Mold? Ooh, meatloaf.
At least you got to bring.
I got you covered on meatloaf.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
I don't want to be covered in meatloaf, but I would like to eat it.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is true. Maybe both.
Yeah, and a meatloaf album as well.
Okay. Ooh. Don't think I can do that. So, okay.
All right. Well, Blink finishing in time for those Stalkers to deal with the Mutalisks. He does need to cancel his third again.
Yeah.
Oh, and he hates his own pylon. It's like those Stalkers. We're the exclusive Stalker club. You can't warp in here.
That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Whoops. Might have to put that one on
units
StarCraft
warping
next
in?
week.
Yeah. No, thank you. Okay, that's pretty funny. It didn't supply block him, but
that's right. Those Stalkers were not allowed.
I guess. Wow. Such discrimination there from Bischu. Fourth base now coming up for Hawk as he is able to expand a little bit more freely now that the pressure is off and he has control of the skies. 112 supply to 133 at the moment. Of course, Hawk does have the weaker frontline engagement army, though he's going to have to watch out. That is a lot of Blink Stalkers, but taking the right approach, has a ton of Zerglings coming out.
Yep. And, looks like Bischu, is he going to get back in time to prevent some damage with these mutas? Yep, just blinking up just in time. Oh, but he's killing. He's actually losing a lot of probes there. At least he would have.
Yeah, he lost 3 or 4 more there. It looks like it's up to 10 workers killed so far. Pretty
even up. Zerg, of course, definitely pulling ahead in supply. It's kind of that time in the game where they have this big surge of units.
Yes. And the probes now actually are going to go down en masse. If he loses a muta or 2 here, it's not the worst thing in the world. He got a pretty good game there of workers killed. Another 10, actually, with that splash.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff Bischu was doing in the early game was cute and it was cool and I loved it, but I do think he kind of did it a little bit too long, it looks like. So now he's kind of paying for it. It's more difficult for him to take that third and hold it, and he's definitely back in supply from where he should be at this point. Back in upgrades, too, as well.
Yeah, we'll see if Hawk can start closing it home here in a bit, or if those Blink Stalkers are going to be powerful enough to hold his opponent off. Zergling's running in now. Finally, some more Blink Stalkers made their way from the high ground. That is going to force Hawk back at the moment, but killed a couple of units in his first run, forced some force fields out of those sentries, and there can't be too much energy left on those sentries. Yeah, not really.
Nope, and it looks like Bischu is just going to push here. Not sure if this is really the correct time to do it. A lot of Lings on the way.
Yes.
Still a lot of mutas out on the field. Let's take a look at the unit counting station. I want to see just how many there are. 30 30 Mutalisks out. That's getting to be a little bit crazy.
Yes, it is. That's quite a few there. And, of course, they do have +1 weapons with +2 on the way. And not going for the Carapace route whenever he comes up against a Protoss player. It is all-out attack upgrades.
Generally with Protoss, it's better just to go for the attack.
Is you can actually, against a small group of Blink Stalkers, stand in there and fight just a little bit. Of course, you don't want to engage them 1-for-1, but you can take on small groups.
The idea with this sort of play is you just never engage the Protoss. You're just always harassing, always just trying to prevent him from sort of getting that big death ball.
Sure.
And you just avoid the army.
All right, well, Bischu making his way out now. Let's see if there's enough here for Hawk to defend. Looks like Bischu wants to face that engagement. Oh my god, a few getting killed right away. Banelings rolling in behind as well. Not much blink back against those. The Banelings did some pretty good damage there. Of course, Hawk still doesn't have enough to just engage that straight up, so he's going to have to pull back until more reinforcements start streaming down. That Archon actually got a couple of good splash shots, but the Banelings just keep landing every single time. There's a split of Stalkers out there, but look at these +2 Mutalisks. They're just starting to take out and thin out this round of Stalkers.
Yeah, Mutas kill Stalkers so quickly. I mean, I feel like Hawk could have even stayed and fought here. He does have enough to finish off the Stalker pack, and a lot more Lings on the way as well for Vile.Hawk, so he is in great shape right now. Huge supply lead as he pushes Bischu back to his third base.
Sure. And it looks like Bischu going to lose pretty much everything here. Just going to GG out, and Hawk has actually just won his third game in a row.
Wow, yeah, Hawk definitely doing what it takes to win with Mutalisks, giving Vile a 3-1 lead.